Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Want to welcome you to a wonderful Wednesday. Really excited because I got DeiMarlon Scisney in the building, otherwise known as Data Guy. We're going to be talking all about his business, H.O.P Technologies, and how he's demystifying data for the community. Also, he's going to be a part of the Black Business Leadership Conference. So y'all, you can tell we have a whole theme going on this week where we are uplifting these phenomenal Black businesses who are participating in this phenomenal effort coming up later this week. So I'm really excited that he's here to join us. But of course, you know it's the top of the show, y'all. It's time for you to join us. You get to participate by sharing this show with folks who you feel could benefit from the daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on The Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, we still have you covered. You can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast, because we got to cover all the bases here. Just search your favorite podcast place and search for Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us wherever your favorite place is, right? There's like 200 something platforms that are carrying podcasts, y'all. So a huge shout out to our podcast team for making sure we're on every single one of them. So go ahead and search for us. You'll find us there. Before I get into it with DeiMarlon, I'm really excited because honestly, as we're showing this week, there's an importance of business. And in the summertime, oftentimes we get to explore different businesses by going to these amazing vendor markets. Now, they are happening all across the state. And it's beautiful to see that there is an elevation of the phenomenal things that people have dedicated their time to create a business, whether it's services or products, for all of us to participate in, to become patrons of, and to go to when we're in need. I think now with the rise of technology, our world has gotten smaller, as they say, right? So you could easily do business with somebody in another country, in another state, or another city. But the idea of funneling your needs and what you're looking for, even your wants when it comes to certain products or services, like looking right here in your backyard, it's there for you. There's so many businesses doing great things, whether you're looking for a spa, you're looking for somebody to help you relax, or you're looking for somebody to make you a pair of shoes or clothes, or for me, and y'all hear me talk about it all the time, body scrubs, body whipped butters. I'm all into all of that skincare. So whatever you're looking for, oftentimes you'll be surprised if you start searching locally and finding local folks to fulfill your needs. I mean, we even got someone who can help you out with data and technology, y'all. So honestly, it really covers the spectrum. And I've really been somebody who's been intentional about where I'm spending my dollars. Not only do I go to these markets to build relationships and to uplift the amazing business owners within our community so they can come here on The Day with Trae, I'm also really buying products and services out there, y'all. And I'm so grateful that y'all are going to be seeing TraeHoliday.com because I was able to reach out to someone local and get them to build my website. And when I tell you that this is an experience for me to connect with this young brother, Dallas DeCure, I can't wait. Maybe one day I'll be able to have him on, y'all. But to connect with him and share what it is I'm really wanting to put on the website, it was so much of a greater experience to connect with him versus like trying to go to Fiverr or somewhere else. And no shade to all of those programs or all those platforms, right? Like you get what you need when you need it. But I'm just saying that we have the ability to pour into our local economy by being patrons of businesses that are right here in our backyard. So as we talk about Black Business Week this week, our Black Business Leadership Conference, and also Black Business Month in the month of August, some call it Black August because there's all type of phenomenal things happening throughout the country around the culture and legacy of Black brilliance. But I'll say as we focus on this, let's also think about how we can utilize amazing local businesses to fulfill our everyday needs. Y'all, and even when those needs seem few and far between, like you need an electrician, like I needed, recently when I just needed to learn how to flip a switch in my breaker box. I'm telling you, you never know what you may need. But if you can get it locally, if you can focus your dollars in on your community, really, we're generating real wealth for our economy locally. And so I'm just encouraging all of you. We buy products and services every single day, right? And the internet makes it easy for us. It's a click, it's a this or that. Well, a lot of our businesses are also online. So find a way to get connected to some of these phenomenal business owners and spread your dollars intentionally in your community. Well, after this break, up next, we got DeiMarlon Scisney. Our data guy is in the building. We're going to be talking all about H.O.P Technologies and the effort he's bringing to the Black Business Leadership Conference, y'all. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Give a huge shout out to my girl Veronica Berry over at the Wow Gallery. Y'all see it, the Dear Sister I See You. Yes, Dear Sister I See You. She is phenomenal and always pouring into the amazing folks here. Huge shout out to her. And of course, Hiawatha D over there at the Wow Gallery. If you haven't checked it out, please go see this phenomenal art collection that they have there. It is a healing space. It is a cultural space. And it is something that you feel as soon as you walk through the doors, y'all. It's right there at the Pike Place Mall, right downtown, not too far from us. I'm just saying, as I'm uplifting, I said, look at the shirt I'm wearing. Let me uplift them too, of course. But up next, we got DeiMarlon in the building. What's up, DeiMarlon?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Well, I'm glad you're here because you have a different kind of business. And as I'm talking about business, you are someone who has immersed yourself in technology and data, known as the data guy. Tell us a bit about H.O.P Technologies.
Yeah, well, H.O.P is helping the overlooked prosper. And we are a data and machine learning engineering company that focuses on social impact and equity analytics. Now, what does that mean? Leveraging data for us, by us, right? To get resources to us, funding to us, right? But also not only working with state and local entities to do that, also working with small businesses and nonprofit organizations in building out their data infrastructure as well. When you look at the data around it, only 27% of small businesses, right, and 43% of businesses in general have a modern data strategy, meaning they understand what they're doing with their data. So that's the problem.
I think too that there's a lot, when I talk about demystifying data, I think there's a lot that people don't recognize in terms of how data tells stories, how data helps business owners drive for specific impact in their business, particularly around growth or customer acquisition, right? There's so many different ways that data can be utilized to really help give a solid foundation for the growth of a business and the next steps. Tell us a bit about how you're helping small businesses understand and maybe demystifying it for them. Because I think like folks just won't touch it because they're like, I don't know enough about it. I can't deal with it. how do you approach, folks who are a bit apprehensive or really don't have an idea of what data could mean for their business?
Yeah, so I've been blessed to grow my team now to 8 other engineers. We're all Black. And in a society where only 3% of engineers are Black, I just want to highlight that, give a huge shout out to my team and the work that we are doing to demystify data. And so when we talk about what we're doing for small businesses, for nonprofit organizations, specifically around implementing data in tools, it's really that tooling around data. But before we can get there, it's really understanding, what do you want to do with the data to start with, and how can we strategize around an actual data management plan? So focusing on data management, but also the security around that with data governance. And so when we talk about data management, right, before we can get into, the 1,000,001 different tools that are out there, and that's what I'm actually speaking on at the Black Business Leadership Conference, is how to navigate that. You need that modern data strategy, right? So how are you ingesting your data? How are you storing that? How are you processing it, right? And then deriving insights. And then once we figure that out and the goals around that, then you can start overlaying, all the different tools that are out there, from the Mondays and Asanas and CRM tools, right? And, email tools as well, like MailChimp and Constant Contact, right? Before we can get into all of that, first understanding, what do you want to do with the data, and how can we strategize around that?
It's interesting because kudos to you. 8 engineers is fantastic.
It's been a blessing.
And
yeah.
honestly, I know that growth has taken some time to get you there, because you've had to be intentional about what you're looking for and finding the right data engineers who are really, I think, caring about community. Because that's one of the things that I think is oftentimes missing in this era. I mean, the reason why we have such a small percentage of Black data scientists and data engineers is because this is not always something that, like, it feels like it's a space for us, right? Like, there's this kind of, hey, I don't know about all that. Let me just focus on this relationship with my customers. Let me focus on the things that I can control. And understanding data, and I love that y'all are demystifying it for folks, because understanding it means that we can utilize it to our benefit.
Yeah.
So I love that foundation that you set, and then you build on it. And you're right. I think that there's also so much confusion around the tools.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, there's so many tools. And now with AI
Yes.
and generative AI, like, that's got to be a whole other
Yes.
layer, right,
Yeah.
DeiMarlon?
It is, yeah, because you talk about SaaS, which is software as a service, right? And all the different tools that are out there, like your DocuSign, right, when you're signing your documents, that's a platform that you have to log into, right? A software that's acting as a service. And that's the same with your MailChimp, your Constant Contact, your CRMs, right? All these different tools, they are softwares, right, that act as service. And the same thing with AI. When ChatGPT came out, right, it just opened up the world for this abundance of AI as a service now as well. You have AI engineering, where you're building out, these platforms, these models like ChatGPT, but then the tools that spin off from it. Now you have segmented tools for document analysis. You have segmented tools for note taking. You have segmented tools, right? And so now there's a whole other division of AI as a service as well.
Wow. I mean, I really appreciate what y'all are doing. I think, to have, especially for Black owned businesses, oftentimes, having someone that looks like them be able to talk about these things, that probably has a huge response that you and your team are seeing in terms of the business you're connecting with. Tell us a bit about that, because y'all obviously represent a unique data set that is, a small number of y'all, but y'all are intentional to focus on those who want to deal with folks who look like them, so that that anxiety, whatever it is, that kind of like wall of, I'm not sure about this, kind of gets lowered a bit. Tell us how that's working for y'all.
Yes. It's all about the hand-holding experience with us, right? And I actually did a survey with, chambers of commerce and small businesses to understand, how do you digest technology best, right? What tools are you using and things of that nature? But most of them said that sitting down and actually showing me exactly what needs to be done, right? And not so much the implementation, but the strategies behind it, how to use it, what's best, right, around it, right? Best practices are really helpful for these businesses. And so really taking time to sit down, do a full technical review, right, and strategize around what's best for them for technology. But in tandem to that, we have also found in working with these businesses the need or the usage of data for grants and funding opportunities, and ways to actually teach them to leverage these tools like AI, to be able to help them write grants or to find grants or find contracts, right, especially in the contracting space. So there's been, again, the teaching aspect, but also seeing these businesses adopt these tools and now use AI. It's just something about it where people come back to you and say, oh, I was able to complete that real easy with AI and things of that nature. So it's been really fulfilling to see community, right, especially Black community, take on these tools and be able to use them.
Well, this is amazing, all the stuff that y'all are doing. And now you're going to be at Black Business Leadership Conference. You're going to be speaking there. Tell us a little bit more about what you're sharing with the audience.
Yes, so I'm super excited about the conference and just want to shout out a few people: Jenna Finesse, Miko, Taj, and Tierra, for the work that they are doing around H.O.P and the H.O.P tribe, what we like to call it. We meet every Friday. You can find out that information on the website via Zoom, sign up. But really what they're bringing to the table is this art of collaboration, right, and community, and really coming together as Black businesses, understanding the ecosystem, right? But then how can we come together to actually go after these larger contracts, to go after these grants? Because there's power in numbers, right? I know myself as a small business cannot compete with an Accenture, right? That's a multi-billion-dollar business, or a worldwide technology, right? That is, a minority-owned business as well, but doing hundreds of millions, right? In technology as well. And so for me, what I found is bringing on, right? I've been able to find Black-owned technical program managers and Black-owned, other consultants in the tech space and different businesses, but coming from the H.O.P tribe. And so with me, just wanted to shout them out. And so what I'll be speaking on specifically is what we talked about earlier with the 1,000,001 different tools that are out there and how to strategize around that implementation. And that comes with first having a modern data strategy or a data management plan. And so understanding your goals around data first. What is it that you want to do with the data? What insights do you want to pull, right? And how are you setting that up, right? And in setting that up, that's where the data management plan comes from. So ingestion can look like survey data, right? Or, I know that there's a lot of community members that do surveys and town hall sessions, listening sessions, things of that nature. So that data that's coming in is then being stored somewhere, right? Typically in a Google Drive or Excel spreadsheets and things of that nature. And then from there, that data is parsed. So information is pulled from it, insights can be pulled, and we go through how to actually lay that out. But you as a business owner need to understand what type of insights, right? And better understanding, and if not understanding the insights, understanding the goals around what you want to do with that data. And then being able to visualize that comes after. And so really being able to understand that modern data strategy first, before we talk about bringing in any tools from there, because you need a strong foundation to build up that house.
Well, I also think too that people find themselves kind of in the rut. I mean, of the silos of the tools, right?
Yes.
And so, I mean, you're talking about when you say CRM, it's customer relationship management,
Yes.
right? And so, like, that's like a huge platform. And I know nonprofits oftentimes are like, man, we're serving all these folks. How do we get them all into one place? How do we find the right tool? Which I think is so key, because there's a lot, and you can spend a lot of money on the wrong
Yes.
tool.
Yes.
And so, really understanding, like, how do we aggregate the data in one place that makes it easy and accessible for us to be able to utilize in a certain way. So I love that you're going to be talking about this and making sure people have a strong foundation before they even think about the tools, because then they can choose the right ones, right?
Yes, and you bring up a really good point around these data silos and the issues of data silos. Oftentimes, small businesses, right, or nonprofit organizations will start just adopting tools and bringing on a multitude of tools, and then before you know it, you have 4 different tools, right? Your MailChimp, your CRM, your Asana, your Monday, all of these different tools, and then your data becomes siloed. So what does that mean? It means that you have information in all of these different places when you can centralize it in that one place, like was mentioned. So yes, really being able to focus on first those goals, and then we work backwards to implement that management plan, that data management plan, which is really that foundation to build up on, and then start overlaying the tools after.
Oh, wow. This is going to be a powerful conference. Of course, DeiMarlon, if folks are trying to connect with you and H.O.P Technologies, come and see you. We've talked about it and where to get your tickets, y'all. And earlier you were talking about BOBI, which is Black-Owned Business Excellence. For those who don't know, please check them out if you are looking for that resource and that connectivity. But this is an amazing opportunity. And we also know we got to go to rudsrub.org to get your tickets for this amazing conference. But I want to give you time for folks to try to find you. If they're looking for H.O.P Technologies and what you offer, please look right there. Let them know how they connect.
Yes, so you can connect with myself, the CEO, on hopservices.us, but also you can reach us via email at info@hopservices.us, or reach me directly on my phone number, 812-568-4411, work phone. And thank you again, Trae, for this wonderful opportunity and being here. I'm super excited for the conference and just appreciate the platform to be able to showcase my business.
Absolutely. DeiMarlon, thanks for being here. And the Day with Trae is all about this, amazing, inspiring story. So we're here to support you along the journey. Thanks so much. Wow. Y'all, I'm blown away, because this is one of those kinds of businesses where I could probably talk to DeiMarlon for a long time. I got a lot of questions. My mind goes into a bunch of different places, because technology, data science, data mining, like the concentration of my data, like there's so much that oftentimes small businesses and small nonprofits are often like, hey, yo, I can't even get into that yet. We got to stay focused on these services and the programs we offer. We got to stay focused on the products we're creating, right? Whatever it is that is essential to that business. And oftentimes having the time to dive in to how this can be foundational for their business just doesn't happen. So I'm really excited that, H.O.P Technologies is here to demystify all of that for us. Y'all, I'm going to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Here on Back to Vesa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Vesa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Disenrollment is a situation whereby people whose birthright to be indigenous is being stolen from them by politicians that have been elected to lead.
Today, the latest or last chapter of the saga concerns the threatened physical ejectment of as many as 21 Nooksack families from their homes.
I think it come about by hatred for our family. That's what it's all about.
Our bloodline is still here. They can't get rid of us.
In your 40s, your body break down.
The comedy of Leslie Jones.
You trying to have sex after 46? Put my leg down! Put my leg down!
the hilarious Leslie Jones.
I got osteoporosis.
Don't miss Leslie Jones.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I just got to give a huge shout out to DeiMarlon, Scisney, our data guy, for being here. Honestly, this is one of those businesses that I want y'all to be inspired by. I'm inspired, but I'm going to be inspired. This is one where it's like, it's clear. I mean, we are in like the capital of technology, right? It's kind of like Seattle and the San Francisco Valley, right? Like we know like two of the major nodes and probably always in some type of competition. But we experience data and technology here in the city of Seattle proper and definitely greater metro Seattle area because a lot of technological businesses flocked to this area to flourish, to build, to thrive, to grow. And it's clear, DeiMarlon could have been like, I'm with one of them. I'm just going to do work for these big companies. But to take the knowledge and to say, it's important that our businesses, the ones in community, the small nonprofits, that they also have access to what these major companies get by having a whole department that's dedicated toward data science. This is something that really excites me because I know the benefit of understanding data and what that could mean for a small business. It could be the difference, y'all, between having a business for one generation and having one that is now multi-generational. It is creating generational wealth. It becomes a family business that then grows and builds. It's the difference between having one storefront and multiple storefronts, one small business and creating a franchise. When I tell you, I'm saying that because it's true. And I really want our business owners here to understand the need for you to not be afraid of your data. Embrace it. Embrace it. You're servicing clients well. You are there for your people. You're building amazing products. You deserve the same amount of information that these major corporations are getting day in and day out, minute by minute, right? You deserve to have something that's serving your business in that way and that's allowing you to understand your business in a whole new way. And so I'm really excited about the work that DeiMarlon and his team are doing. Of course, get there to the Black Business Leadership Conference. You will learn even more. He just gave us a tidbit, y'all, about what he's going to be talking about. So make sure you get your tickets at rudsrub.org. Make sure you purchase the tickets and be there. Not just to build relationships, but to really take home something that's going to be empowering for you all. If you know somebody who's starting a business, has an idea, or somebody who's just getting going, or maybe they've been in business for a while, maybe they're hitting a plateau, please make sure they know about this amazing conference so they can get what they need to help their business grow. Y'all know I'm going to keep on giving you inspiring stories later this week. That means I'll be back with you tomorrow, y'all. Until then, at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.